Hi and welcome to another edition of seekingchange.co.uk. My name is Ian Wallace. What I'd like to look at today in this short video clip is about jealousy and the dynamics of jealousy. Jealousy is something that we all experience at some point in time. Some people work with it really well and some people don't. And the process of working with jealousy is a very finite line. You can certainly move from one position to another quite easily. And jealousy can have anger, frustration, so range of feelings and emotions that go with it. And it's very easy sometimes to cross some of those boundaries with other people around you. Generally speaking, jealousy is something that we are, in a sense, conditioned to look at as we grow up. And it's usually about comparison. It's usually about a process where somebody is or has or does something different that we would like to have or be. That's usually working with a person who is insecure in a sense, because in order not to be happy in themselves and want to be something or somebody else or have something or somebody else, and then they're obviously not secure in their own process. So it's really easy sometimes to lose sight of what they're doing, i.e. the jealousy, and the reason why they're doing it, i.e. the insecurity. And so if you're working with young people or older people, in effect, where jealousy is an issue, whether that be a family member or somebody that you're working with as a therapeutic process, look at the insecurity in the person and build the confidence in the person. If you can do that, then basically you can then get them to be not having to interact with those wanting other things or being other things process. When we're looking at jealousy, it's also really important to have a look at where the insecurity comes from, because obviously insecurity stems from something. So if you can find out why that person's insecure and you can do some work on releasing that emotion, which it normally will be, then you can kind of work in a much more therapeutic way, in a much more long-term, secure way. And the person won't need to be insecure in themselves because you've worked with the process. An example of that might be that if you're working with, say, a young person who is jealous of somebody else's ability at school or college, then you might be looking at the insecurity of the young person and saying, okay, why is that person now in this insecure position? And it might be because they've moved up colleges or schools, they've moved up a grade, they've got different structures, they've had to deal with some kind of lost closure. And that insecurity then is born out in that process of looking at jealousy as an interaction with another person. It might be, if you look further back in their lives, that they've had some issue of loss or readjustment that they haven't come to terms with that's making them insecure. And normally would track that back in other insecure situations or scenarios to see where the origin of the security is tested. So jealousy is not a good one for most human beings because it does create all these other structures around it, such as anger and frustration. Bullying and all those things come from jealousy. Bullies, generally speaking, are somebody who wants to be or like or have the things of the person they're bullying. So that's the bully's insecurity in that sense, that is not being dealt with. And so they kind of move forward and try and recreate themselves as somebody else. Which is why a lot of people, when they're young, will find that bullies want to dress like them or be like them or those kind of things. And that can never happen because you can never be somebody else, you can only be yourself. So if you're confident and you're safe and secure in yourself, then jealousy usually is not an issue and doesn't actually have any hold on you. So look at those processes and see where jealousy comes from, the origin, work with the insecurity, and then you will find that the jealousy doesn't occur. My name is Ian Wallace, this is seekingchange.co.uk. And if you like any further details of the things that I see in my work or the ways I work or the things I use to enable change to occur, then please look at the website in more detail and you'll get a lot more information and understanding from that. Take care. Look after yourselves.